last P is the preservation of data. And this is where, if you think guys are bad on planning, they're really bad on this. Keep good records of everything that happens during the day, good or bad. We have a Facebook page called the Walleye 101 Educational Forum. What we do is it's open to anybody, and guys share fishing information. We're trying to get guys to post fishing reports. And guys will when they catch fish. What happens is guys won't catch any fish. They don't post a report. And I get on them day after month after month after year after year. Look at, if you go fishing to the Detroit River and you fish a certain part of the river and you fish for 9 hours and catch nothing, I want to know that because I don't want to go there tomorrow and spend my 9 hours and not catch anything. The same way if I go and don't catch anything on Saginaw Bay trolling crankbaits in 15 feet of water and you're going the next day and going to do the same thing, you would like to know that I didn't catch anything so you don't go fishing where the fishing's no good. Keeping track of what happens good days is awesome. Keeping track of what happens on bad days and what doesn't work is just as important, if not more important some days, guys. Don't be embarrassed to say, here's where I went, here's what I did, it didn't work. I would hope two things. Number one, you'd be willing to share that data with your fishing buddies so they don't go do the same thing. Number two, I would hope if you record the bad things, the next time the conditions are exactly the same, you don't go back and do the same stuff that didn't catch fish last time. You've just eliminated places and lure options that didn't work under those conditions. Keep good records. Write down everything that happens, good or bad. You're going to become a better fisherman. Record weather, wind, water conditions, and anytime it changes. What I do is I carry these fish record sheets in my boat. I carry them in my boat. And what I do, if the weather changes enough that one of these, surface temperature, water color, water clarity, waves, wind direction, wind velocity, sky, air temperature, if any of that changes enough, I go, man, that's different. I start a whole new sheet. Because a whole new day of fishing. If you go out and it's overcast and raining, at 10 o'clock, all of a sudden the clouds break up and the sun's shining, that's a whole different day of fishing. That data under the morning, rainy, cloudy weather conditions isn't good data. So I start a new sheet anytime the weather changes enough to tell me there's something that's different. That's important. Record the 8 pieces of the pattern for every fish. Again, there's the 8 pieces. Location, depth of water, depth of the fish, depth of lure, lure speed, size, shape, action, color. Record that for every piece. And then what I do, guys, I'm a huge planner. I have a file cabinet in my house dedicated to nothing but fishing information. And I keep file folders on every lake that I've ever fished, ever want to fish, or ever may fish. And what I do is I keep it. So what goes in that file folder? I keep all my lake maps in there. I keep contact information. Maybe I know a guide. Maybe I know a bait shop. Maybe I found a good place to launch, a good hotel. All that goes in my file folder. All my fishing reports. So what I do, every couple days or every couple weeks, depending on how busy I am, I take these sheets and I turn them into these types of sheets. So here's a date where I was fishing, what kind of waypoint, what the waypoint looked like that I used that day, the basic weather information, surface temperature, water color, water clarity, wind, waves, all that stuff kind of each day. And I put in all the waypoints and what I caught all those fish on. So I can go back. I got stacks of this data, literally guys, stacks of this data. I can go back and I can look at data from 10, 12, 15, 20, sometimes 40 years ago. Right? I started keeping records when I was a 7-year-old kid on the Asabo River. My grandpa taught me. And I've done it almost every day since. That's a lot of fish. It's a lot of data. Why would you not want to do that, right? So when someone calls you up and goes, hey, I'm going to Lake Erie in November, going down this weekend, water temperature is 52, 53 degrees, going to have about southwest wind, where should I fish? Give me a half hour. I can go back to all my records and go, well, I would tell you that you might want to be somewhere in the high 24s, low 25s on the north and somewhere in the 28s on the west, and make sure your baits are down, 60 to 80 feet back. May have happened 10 years ago, but the weather conditions are the same. I guarantee you the fish will be in the same place, eating the same thing 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now. That's why I'm so adamant about keeping information. It has been a huge part of my fishing success. And I keep all that in a file folder. So when I go to Lake Erie, I grab my Lake Erie file folder. I got everything in there. I go to Houghton Lake, I grab my Houghton Lake file. Everything is there. I don't have to worry about, is the Houghton Lake map in the boat? Is it not in the boat? Is it in the car? Where is it? Where's my records? Who's that guy? Who's that guy I want to talk to at Houghton Lake? Where's the best bait shop? Who's the guy I got the leeches from? It's all in a file folder. I pick it up and away I go. Okay? Nowadays, with the smartphones we have and the Lowrance units now, guys, are also PDF readers. So you could take all that information, make one PDF out of it, save it on an SD card, download it to your phone, and put the SD card in your Lowrance machine, download it to the internal memory on your machine, and actually have it in your Lowrance unit, so you don't need to carry those file folders anymore, because we can keep that data other places with all the devices we have. So, but keep that data, guys. Keep it, keep it, keep it. Go back and look at it. All right? So preservation of data is important.